Hi, hello, welcome into my reselling channel, Flippin' Hippos. I'm Star. Thanks for joining me today. It's Wednesday, which is generally like a midweek motivation or one of my organizational goal videos in the series called Get Your Shit Together in 2026. It's the first Wednesday of February, so we're going to check in on where we are at for our goals for 2026 so far. We've had a month to work on them and assess what's working and what isn't, and what's realistic and what isn't. It's a really good time to check in after we've got 1 month under our belts. I will have a little bit of homework for you, things you're going to have to think about and possibly write down, but they are important for you if you want to stay on track for this year and for the goals you have, not just for your business, but your personal goals too. This can apply to goals for your reselling business as well as goals for your health, your eating, your family, any of that. So the big picture I want you to think about first is what were your goals for 2026? And for each of those, on a scale of 1 to 10, how aligned do you feel with those goals right now? And remember what I've always taught you. You start with the big picture, the big goal, and you work your way backwards and do the small steps. So when you're asking yourself, how aligned do you feel that you are doing those steps? If it was to list 10 items a day, have you been able to do that? If it was to thrift once a week or to walk once a day, just those small steps that you created to get to the big goal, did you feel like you were able to do that this month? And then take a total snapshot of all the places you feel you are doing well, working towards your goals, and where you aren't. And then ask yourself, why are these working and these aren't? It could just be something as simple as you've bitten off more than you can chew and your goals were loftier than you can handle. And it could be just that these things over here are more fun to do, and so you are more willing to work them into your schedule, and these are harder. And it might just be realistic that you don't have time in the day to do all the things you want to do. So take that snapshot, and then the ones that you are doing well with, we're going to set those aside for a second and look at the ones that you're struggling or you feel you're not aligned with. And we're going to ask ourselves why on each one. Your personal answer to that is going to be different than mine. Your answer will be why you're not. I mean, and be honest, no one's looking at this but you. I'm not looking at it. Nobody but you. If the answer is honestly because I doom scrolled on TikTok or I sat and watched Netflix, be honest. And that's something you can work on changing. If it was because you just don't have the time constraints or someone in your family got sick, that's a little more understandable and something, you can work around. But if it's a bad habit of yours, that's where you really want to point it out to yourself so you can change those habits. What is working well in your routine? And what isn't? Because what is probably, again, the things that are fun to do or the things that you like doing, or the things that you just have to do are on such automatic pilot in your life by now that you just do them. But what isn't working in your routine and what can you change to get that done? Think about your time blocking and all the tasks you do each day and find out why the ones that aren't working. Maybe it's just a matter of switching things. Like some people are more energetic and focused in the morning, some people in the afternoon or evening. Maybe you need to switch your tasks around so the ones that take more out of you, so to speak, are being done when you are at your peak level of energy. And then the ones that are kind of, you can do autopilot are when you're more tired. And I also really want to I want you to ask yourself if you feel chaotic or stressful. If you feel chaotic or stressful, it's time to really reassess all the goals and routines. The whole purpose of having goals and putting routines into place and having all these systems and the time blocking is so that you feel less stress, so that you wake up every day feeling like this is my schedule, this is what I do, And by the end of the day, you feel very accomplished, not stressed. I want everyone to feel accomplished, not like everything's chaotic and stressful. If it's chaotic and stressful, you don't have a routine that works for you. Last week, we talked about creating routines that work for you. Maybe you want to revisit that video. A routine is supposed to make you feel calm, motivated, make you more productive, make your processes easier. Anytime you feel chaotic and stressful, your routines aren't working. And that's fine. You just reassess them. You just make them work. Things change in life, and sometimes what was working before doesn't work now. But it's always good to take that step back. We're doing it today, but I want you to keep that in mind for all days, not just at the end of the month or the end of any days. If it feels chaotic and stressful, you need to stop and ask yourself why. And if it's out of your control, if life is happening, if you got hit by an ice storm or someone is sick in your family, you can't really control that. But if it's just because you feel like you're just doing too much, it's your routine. Do you feel comfortable enough with what you've bitten off to chew on for this year? That's really what we're asking today. Did you feel motivated in January, or did you feel overwhelmed? If you felt overwhelmed, you just bit off more than you can chew, and maybe we need to back off of some goals and focus on the ones that matter most. If you felt motivated, good. Keep trucking along. You are on the right path. Today is just kind of a self-discovery day where I'm telling you all of these things that you can walk through on your own and talk to yourself and ask yourself and make these lists to figure out where you're at. If everything is hunky-dory and you feel great, keep going. Maybe even add a little bit of extra if you feel like things are too easy. But on the opposite end, if it's chaotic and you just feel overwhelmed, what is going on? How can you fix that? Here are some magic sentences that you can use to adjust things for next month and moving forward into the rest of the year if you're struggling. I call these the magic sentences because they will fix things. Next month, I will stop doing, insert here. Next month, I will start doing. Next month, I will continue doing. If you can write those down and choose things to end those sentences, you will definitely smooth out whatever rough waves you're feeling that are within your control. Because again, weather, illness, family, there are a lot of things that are out of our control, but there's a lot that is within our control as well. So keep going on the path you're on, unless you're struggling, and then reassess. Write those 3 sentences down, find out where you can improve, find out what you're doing good and keep doing that. And then if you have a day where you're struggling, I want you to remember that a day where you struggle, that you showed up anyway and listed something, sold something, shipped one thing, it's better than nothing. And again, we talked about that last week about your low priority days. Not every day is going to be the best, most stellar, I got everything done day, because of things outside of our control and things within. But not every day is going to be the best. And sometimes you just have to forgive yourself and say, today I tried and today I did something. Don't make it a habit. You should always show up and do your best in most every day. But not realistically, not every day is going to be that way. But as long as you show up, put the effort in, and did something, it's better than nothing. And then tomorrow you can start again. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up and the subscribe. It helps me feed my hungry hippos. And I will see you in the next one.